let's also look at the biggest global macro stories coming in, and the biggest macro cue that markets will be eyeing today, which is the FOMC outcome. Now, after a pause, markets have priced in another 25 basis points hike from the Federal Reserve. The move to mark the central bank's most restrictive policy stance in 22 years, despite signs of cooling inflation. After as many as 10 consecutive rate hikes, the FOMC decided to hold rate hikes last month amid aggressive measures to tackle red-hot inflation. Now, this move would raise the federal fund rate to 5.25 to 5.5 range, so keep an eye out on the FOMC move.
Alright, then we'll shift focus to big tech earnings. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Alphabet shares surged in after tradings after the company reported better than expected top line and profits. Largely driven by its cloud computing, second quarter revenues rose 7% to $74 billion from $69.7 billion same year last year. Meanwhile, Microsoft shares slipped after company's revenue guidance for the year fell short of street expectations.
Staying with earnings then, luxury major Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, which is LVMH, surprised Street with a drop in US sales for the second quarter. The company's CFO flagged drop in aspirational consumer spending. While he said he couldn't explain the exact reason for the drop, he added that fading stimulus payments after COVID could have contributed to this. Company's US sales have taken a hit of 1% in the quarter gone by.
And meanwhile, lending US lender Wells Fargo shares surged on the back of company's $30 billion buyback program. The bank announced buybacks days after it reported a 57% jump in the profit in the second quarter, which was lifted by customer interest payments.
And more trouble for jet engines maker Pratt & Whitney after parent RTX said that as many as 1,000 engines have to be removed from Airbus planes and check for microscopic cracks. RTX Corp said a rare condition in powdered metal meant engines built for the twin-engine Airbus A320neo between 2015 and 2021 have to be taken off and inspected for micro cracks that would point to some fatigue in the engines.
And General Motors wrestling with costs and struggling to build more electric vehicles, that it reported that adjusted pre-tax profit and margins is its key North American market fell from the first quarter despite a jump in revenue and per vehicle transaction prices. The automaker said it plans to invest less in new products and cut operating costs by an additional $1 billion through the end of next year and lifted its full year's profit guidance.